Yeah, I'm writing this all my time.
Holy shit.
So tell me why you started Behind the Racquet.
So my friend Max came up to me and he's like, I want to interview you. I was like, why in the world would you want to interview me?
Yeah.
And he's like, one, I feel like I should know a little bit more about what goes on in your head. And two, I read all these tennis interviews and everybody asks BS questions. They never really get down to the point, the nuts and bolts, like what we're really thinking. It's all, how's your forehand? Nobody cares about that.
Yeah, trust me.
Nobody cares about...
Like, how'd you play today?
Right.
Like, it's so basic.
Besides, they see the score and that's it. Okay, that's great. That's all you need to know. They don't really care. So I was an insomniac after I got back from Australia. Really affected by the jet lag this year. And it was like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was watching some of these like Instagram, Netflix shows. And then Humans of New York came on my feed.
Oh,
right?
Nice.
And I always loved Humans of New York. And I was like, how have I not created something like this? I mean... The reach I have, just as a tennis player,
The amount of connections you have
is insane. I mean, just playing the slams, hopefully at least qualifying, and then ATPs around the world. I mean, I'm basically know all the top guys at this point, whether I've played against them or played with them in practice or exhibitions, whatever. I know them well enough where, I also have balls that I'll go up to them and say hi and like, do you mind getting interviews? So I was like, how have I not used this and utilized this? And then ideas were just flowing, and I came up with the name, and I was like, obviously I didn't want to steal anybody else's. Obviously it's close to other things, but I was like, something has to come of this, and Behind the Racquet, and I just want to really ask questions nobody's asked before, and obviously started with myself to show that I've come out myself, and
you created
I've
it.
created it. I want other people to feel comfortable because I know it's a tough thing to open up about really tough stuff, and
it's very different compared to like what the actual questions are.
Right, and obviously it depends on the person of their own personal experiences, if they have stories, and just how personal they want to make it.
Yeah.
But I have to ask the questions, and it's uncomfortable for me to ask questions. Talking
because
to
it's
Ernesto about his stutter. And then Jamie Loeb coming up and talking about her mom having a stroke, and just like really tough things that people are just
they don't see when they read an article about them.
They have no idea. They just know that she lost second round of qualifying of Indian Wells.
Yeah.
Maybe she looked upset that day. Maybe somebody was like, I don't want to watch her play because she was overly upset. Well, did they know that her mom had a stroke?
Did you
2
know
hours
this was
before, and that she was actually wanting to go home at that point and see if she was
She was
okay.
done. She was.
So these are the things that I kind of want to get out there, and just obviously I want to compete for Grand Slam titles, and play the Olympics. Always a dream of mine. I really believe I can get there.
Yeah.
But a huge goal of mine is to bring tennis back to the U.S. and really bring awareness to how great the sport is, how great the people are that play it, and just how interesting we are. And there's no human interest stories, and I thought this would be perfect.
It's very different.
Yeah.
It's very different. And do you see like an ultimate goal that you want to do with it while you're on tour?
Along those lines, it's just,
get everyone.
I didn't know how. I thought I was going to be grinding with 20 followers, 10 likes a picture, and now
you have such a big following now. It's like over 1,000 followers.
Yeah,
you had everyone.
Just 5 days, having over 1,000. But
lucky.
It's more about the messages I've been getting, and more importantly, the messages that these people have been getting. I mean, starting with Ernesto. He came up to me. He's like, it was just so nice to hear the support. He got 50 messages on Instagram from people just saying, whether my son has a stutterer now, he's a professional athlete, or we're with you, and Jamie Loeb was the same thing, and so many others were like, here's the support. So that was so nice to hear, and just having 300 people liking the picture and just being a part of it is nice. So I can really.
You're creating a community.
And everybody's like, well, is this for you? Is this for your own benefit? I'm like, no, like this is not the point of this.
Yeah.
And I'm fine being the spokesperson. I'm fine being.
Is there more pressure with that?
No, I enjoy. I mean, especially something that I back full-heartedly, and this is just 100% genuine. Like, there's no
gain.
There's no gain, and there's nothing else around it. I'm fine. And now people ask me for interviews and just to learn, and I'm just excited about that and to share what I have in store. And the biggest challenges are getting people to accept being interviewed.
Yeah.
I have players coming up to me saying, this is perfect. I love reading it, whether it's boys or girls, and I'm like, do you want to get interviewed? They're like, yeah, I don't know, like
because it's like a whole
it's
nother
so
level.
Personal, and then,
you can give support, but then as soon as like you're under the limelight,
right,
you
it's
kind of
like, do I want to talk about this instance?
Stage fright.
Right. So it takes the Dustin Brown, somebody like him.
Ooh, that hurt. That was no, I read Dustin's last night. That was very. I was very curious about like his German Jamaican nationality.
And it's unique, and obviously not every story is going to be as powerful, but they're all unique and personal. And so just to have those kind of guys, some of the older ones, saying the president I'm going to come out, I'm going to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like even Brody today, like yesterday, he's like, no chance. And they tapped me, he's like, okay, maybe I'll do it.
Yeah.
And so like just having like those guys consistently coming up and saying, you know what, let's do this.
Yeah.
People are loving it, and just having,
Fun
a
with
wide
it.
range of, demographics, genders, race, everything. And just having all of that, it's going to be cool. And I've enjoyed being a part of it and doing it, even though it's taking a little more effort than expected, but that comes with everything.
It looks great, and you're doing a really great job with it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
So there's a learning curve for me as well, going up to these guys and learning how to get the best answers out of them, learning...
Yeah, it's very different to, like, play with them and then go, hey, you want to do this for me?
Right.
Like,
do you want to talk about your childhood and...
Do you want to talk about mental health?
Why you stay up all night, some night. Like, it's just crazy. But
it's different because it can be awkward.
It's very unusual. Whether they're strangers or friends, it comes with challenges on both sides. And going up to friends and asking questions that maybe I normally wouldn't know because I'm not that close to them. Or asking strangers these really painful questions is I don't know you at all. So it comes...
Quick question.
Yeah, honestly. So it comes with some tricky situations, but I've enjoyed it, and I've learned how to get the best of them. I've learned... And I think people, whether I'm a jokester or an asshole or however people view me, like they understand that when I'm coming up and asking these questions that
it's genuine. It's
nothing personal. I'm not trying to be offensive, whether I'm asking about their race or a problem. I just really want to know what's going through their heads, and I think they see this, and I think this can be really great once it really booms and explodes after, whether it's interviews with guys like you and just getting the word out.
Yeah.
People have been very receptive on Twitter, Instagram.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I'm excited, and
that's awesome.
I have new ventures with talking to psychologists and stuff like that, trying to align myself with certain apps that can get therapy for athletes on the road and other things like that. So I think there's really endless opportunities.
Yeah, we'll
see how it goes.
I was talking to, I forget whose coach yesterday, but they're saying like being on the road and being like just so secluded for so much time out of the week that if you don't go out or you don't do something else, you will go mentally insane.
Right. So honestly, this is therapy for myself as well. Just in the
gives you a project.
It gives me a project. It lets me learn the guys that I'm on tour with. Gets me, because I was never friends with tennis players, and I find myself getting closer with them.
Okay.
And this is actually helping that, also enabling that. But as well as we have a lot of time, and there's only so much time. You can play Fortnite or watch Netflix or whatever it is. So that's why I'm learning piano, and this is so much fun for me. It incorporates my passion for photography a little bit, and then as like photojournalism, and it's a lot of work, but I am enjoying every second of it. So.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Big shout out to Noah for doing the interview today. I really appreciate it. If you want to check out more of what he does with Behind the Racquet, I'll leave a link in the description to his Instagram page for that. It's a really cool story, and I really appreciate what he's doing. And we need more players doing what he's doing and showing what tennis is really about and how human these players really are. And it's awesome. I love it. So. People look at me funny when I start vlogging. So eat some lunch. Gonna get a little bit more footage for today, and then we'll probably head back to the hotel. Liam's playing today, Noah's playing today, all the seeds are playing today, so this should be really fun, and hopefully I'll get some good footage. So here we go. Before you say anything, it's 11 o'clock at night and I just got home. It's the latest I've ever been to the tournament. I stayed. I didn't even finish the Roy Smith and Donald Young match. Every match besides, I think, 2 went to 3 sets. We did a lot today though. We met a lot of cool people. I ended up meeting one of the co-founders of Laser Fiber, a new and upcoming, definitely one to look out for, string company. I also met a guy called Gary Cooper who's trying to start his own club here, and I found out who the owner is of the Cleveland Challenger. So I'm hoping to interview and talk to all these guys so that way you can learn their stories and what's going on and more behind the scenes tennis world. Now, I also got to see Mary Jo Fernandez, who showed up to the tournament. She even asked me, because I clarified a couple things for her about Donald Young, so she asked me another question and I actually answered. And that was kind of cool, very intimidating a little bit, because ESPN broadcaster, famous tennis player, captain of the US Fed Cup team, kind of stuff. And apparently she lives around here. Apparently Cleveland has like big ties in tennis. Who knew, right? Am I getting sick? But I hope you guys did enjoy today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed Noah Rubin's interview as well. Definitely go check out Behind the Racquet. I mean, it's stuff that you guys really want to hear about when it comes to behind the scenes with players. So definitely check it out. The link is in our description, so make sure to check that out. So if you guys are enjoying these vlogs and you want to follow along for more behind the scenes tennis content and want to be a part of the family, make sure to hit that subscribe button with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the action. If you want to go check us out on all our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, go check out those. And for more behind the scenes content as well as cool Tweener Head Tennis merchandise, go to tweenerheadtennis.com. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Hope you all are well. Thanks, guys.